What's up, guys? This is Clocking It with Cordy. I'm your host, Cordy, and I'm here with Allyssa Potter and Cara Veenstra. So, guys, let's introduce yourself. Tell me a little about yourself, where you came from, what's your major, what do you do here at Judson? Who wants to go first?
I'll start. I'm Allyssa. I am a...
Don't look at the camera. Avoid the camera at all costs.
Okay, look at me. I said Fernando looked at the camera.
When he introduced himself.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. You can look either way.
Okay.
Just keep going. They can edit it.
I'm Allyssa. I am from Coppell, Texas. It's a small town, but also a big town feel from the Dallas area. I am an architecture major, and I am on the basketball team at Judson, and I am on JSO, the Judson Student Organization, with both of you guys. So.
And gym mentors.
And we're gym mentors.
Yes.
All three of us. Too many things. I'm Cara, and I'm from a very small town called Tracy, Iowa. And I grew up like outside of the town, so very much in the country. I went to a small Christian grade school and high school, and then I came to Judson. And I'm an interior design major. And on campus, I'm on the volleyball team. And then pretty much the same things as Allyssa. I'm a gen mentor. I'm on JSO. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm here just to talk about with y'all human flourishing and community, because I feel like we all came in together and like we learned how to gather like a community together, and so I feel like we flourished together and we built our own community with just people around us, and even separate like with basketball, with volleyball, and other stuff like that. And we also grew up differently, like coming into Judson. And so can y'all tell me a little bit about like how you grew up like throughout high school and how your faith has been through high school?
I can start. Okay, so like I said, I grew up in a very small town. I grew up in a very religious family, both sides of the family. I grew up always going to church every Sunday, and we had it was called GEMS. It's like cadets, but the female version. And that was every Wednesday night. So I just grew up kind of doing those weekly things, and then obviously I went to a Christian grade school, like I said. So I just grew up very surrounded by it, but I feel like I didn't really have a personal faith life. It was more just, I was like, oh, I'm a Christian because everyone I know is a Christian, and this is what all the Christians do.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until high school that I started to form a more personal relationship with God, and that was kind of more through different struggles in school and different things like that. And I started to pray more personally, and my devotionals became more of relationship wise and less of just on my to-do list of what I should do to be a good Christian. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, and then I think once I came to Judson, it really grew, because then I was fully separated from my parents and my family members. It was a whole new place, all new people, and it was kind of I had to start fresh and decide this is who I want to be, and I want my faith to be a big part of my life. And just getting involved in all the different opportunities on this campus has been amazing, and meeting you guys and just other Christ-centered people has just really helped my faith grow to what it is today.
Awesome.
My faith story is pretty similar, honestly, but I went to a really big high school. I graduated with 950 people, so that was kind of interesting with my faith life in high school. There's a lot of worldly relationships and friendships and big schools like that, and a lot of trying to fit in and kind of that sort of setting. But I also grew up in the church. My parents met at the church I grew up in, and it was kind of a similar idea of that's just what we did. I knew on Sundays I'd wake up and go to church because that's what my family did, but there's a lot of not that personal relationship with God. And I feel also just growing up in high school, going through different challenges, my parents really pushed me in my faith. I didn't have that many Christian friends around me like I do now at Judson, but in high school it was mostly my parents and just my family members that pushed me in my faith. And when I was struggling with sports and academics and everything that comes with just being a teenager, that's my family was there. And my dad always says, do your best and let God do the rest, and that's just something that stuck with me all throughout high school, and he encouraged me to pray more, read my Bible more, and that's kind of when I decided I want to look for a Christian school to go to college in, and
That's awesome. So y'all know a little bit of my story, like how I grew up. I grew up at a public school, 275 graduating, so smaller than yours, bigger than yours, but I did not grow up like knowing the Lord. Me and my family, we went to church for like a little part of my life, but not like the big part of my life where I can remember it. And so like I feel like coming here at Judson, I like got to make my faith my own, and so like I feel like that was super important, and I'm super grateful for it. And like I grew up not really having like Christian friends in high school, so like it was kind of hard. Like I had a few that encouraged me to go to church, so I go to church on Wednesdays for like the sports and stuff. But that was about it. But so to shift to talk about a little bit about community, in my English class we read the book called The Alchemist, and it's about this boy who is trying to find his personal legend or like his purpose in life. And I feel like a big part of like how we find our like purpose in life or like a helping hand is like the community that we have made and stuff. And so throughout his like journey, his story, he meets an old man, a gypsy woman, a crystal merchant. He meets the love of his life, Fatima, and he also meets the alchemist, which like then he helps find his personal legend. And I feel like I can relate to the boy because like I met y'all, I met people on the volleyball team and all this stuff. And so how have you guys like flourished as a community, as a person, like since being here at Judson? Like what has pushed you to help you?
I think that Judson provides a lot of opportunities just to get plugged in and to meet new people. And one of the first things I noticed just coming to Judson was how nice everyone was. Like I feel like in my hometown, like you might walk past someone you've known since middle school and they won't even look at you. And here it's like you could have never met someone before and they'll just walk past you and, you know, smile and say hi. And I feel like that just shows that people around here are, you know, they love the Lord and they're living that out daily. But personally, like with my faith, I feel like
No, it's okay.
Personally, I feel like just getting plugged in has really helped me here, and that's how, you know, we're in so many different activities. I'm on a sports team, I'm in JSO, and we have opportunities like on Tuesday nights, like Upper Room, just worshiping with friends and being surrounded by people who pray for you and pray with you, and just being there for you and pushing you in your faith is just so encouraging, and it makes your life just so much better.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also I think for me, coming from like my background of I was like pretty much all the time surrounded by other Christians or people that believed very similar to me. I think coming to Judson was really just good for my faith because I got to see a lot of people in very different journeys. It wasn't like all the same, like we all grew up differently, and I think that's so beautiful to see how God works in each person's life and how he works at different times and in different ways, and how he uses different people to like shape your own faith. So I think that also impacted me a lot, just seeing like different people's journeys and how it impacted them and seeing how God works in each person. And then also like Allyssa was saying, just all the different opportunities that Judson offers. It's just a great place to be connected with people that like you can help or that can help you, and just like all growing towards the same goal.
So this is a little off script, but we're architecture majors, you're interior designers, so like we're busy. So how do you like manage like your personal relationship with the Lord while being in this busy season of your life?
I can talk first. I think this has been something that I've been really trying to focus on this year especially. This past summer, I just grew in my faith a lot, and so coming back into this school year, I knew that I wanted it to be different, and I wanted to keep God as my number one priority. So I think, honestly, personally for me this semester, it's been a lot of just like setting all the busy stuff aside and making sure I make that like time for God every single day. So just I've been doing my devotions every morning with my mom. which helps keep me accountable. I think doing your devotions with someone else or talking about them with someone else keeps you accountable to do them every day.
Yeah.
So that's helped me a lot. And then also just reading my Bible, even if some days when I'm extra busy, it'll just be like one psalm.
Yeah.
But like Psalms has been a really great one for me this semester, especially because it's kind of one of those that it can fill any time frame that you have. So like I can read like one psalm if I'm super busy, or I can read 8 if I have like more time that day.
Yeah.
So I think just making that like time for God, and then seeing God in every little aspect of your life. Like God understands the busyness of our lives, and like busyness is good. Busyness is a gift even when it doesn't feel like it. And so I think just seeing God in those little things, just like those different parts of life, and just remembering that He's always with you even in those times.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's good, and I also, in all honesty, like, it doesn't always happen. Like, there's days where I don't get in the Word, or I don't make the time that I need to, and I think it's really important to continue to push yourself in your faith, obviously, but you know, the days that we have a ton of homework, like making that time to go to Upper Room or go to Gospel Girls, go to your Bible studies, doing that. I've also learned that for me personally, like, your routines will change. Like, I used to make that time at night, but we'll be in the studio till, 2 a.m. By the time I get back, like, I'm not going to get anything out of it, so I have to prioritize it earlier in the day, like, make time between classes, and that's just personally how I've made time.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so to wrap it up, if you could leave the listeners with one piece of advice, like coming into college, starting something new, what would it be?
This is kind of broad, but I would say, like, trust God in everything. Like, it's easy to get stressed out and overwhelmed in college, but just giving those things to God is so helpful. And then just, like, praying through every situation, the good, the bad, everything. Just pray through it, and He'll always be with you, and He'll always guide you through those situations.
Yeah, I agree. I use this for everything, but Romans 8:28, He works all things for good. And I think that's just super important to remember. Like, there are hard times, there are struggles in life, and you have to, drop old friendships and, navigate just life and growing up and big changes. And he works all things for good, and like, you may never realize that until we get to heaven. But I mean, sometimes even growing up, like, you will see like how He's worked in your life and how He's grown your relationships. And I just think it's super important to remember that. I mean, He's a good God. He does everything for good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank y'all for being on my podcast. I really appreciate it, and like, I feel like we've grown a lot together through everything. Like, you're my roommate, and you're one of my best friends here. So like, I feel like it's like awesome to have you on my podcast, and I really appreciate it. So thank y'all so much.